Stars in their eyes now, heading up to stall 6 for the Weatherby's British EBF Maiden Stakes. That's it, all in, ready. They're off. 7 furlongs, 1,400 metres ahead of them. Came away to a pretty good line. Grey Field of Gold down the centre is handy. So too Mount Kilimanjaro in a dark blue jacket. Thunder Roar on the extreme right. And almost 2 groups that they are fanning out much of the width of the track. Towards the left, Shamal Win, the red and white on the sleeves, drifting towards the near side, followed by Royal Officer Blue with the white cap. And then Sing Us a Song with a pink cap and Must Believe and Mother Coombe in the left-hand group in the royal blue is just about last of that group of 5. Down the centre, Mount Kilimanjaro, the dark blue is still handy with Thunder Roar on the right, Charming Fellow 1 from the right. Then the Grey Field of Gold, followed by White Crown Star in the blue and yellow. Stars in their eyes in the mauve and white, back to Our Terms and a cherry jacket. Badico is being ridden along, striped cap at the back of the field. They're running downhill now towards the last 2.5 furlongs. Field of Gold, the grey, has come through quite strongly now, moving through and taking over here from Thunder Roar and Mount Kilimanjaro. Then Stars in their eyes, extreme right, Our Terms is leaning left, but he's running on out of the dip. It's Field of Gold now, ascending for the last furlong. He's gone 3 or 4 lengths clear of Mount Kilimanjaro. Our Terms is still running on quite promisingly, but the bird has flown here, and Field of Gold is putting up a really smart performance to win convincingly. Stars in their eyes runs on into second, and it's very close for third between Our Terms and Mount Kilimanjaro.
In the colours of Judmont, trained by John and Team Gosden, ridden by Kieran Schumacher. Welcome back into the winners' enclosure, Field of Gold.
Field of Gold has just won quite impressively on his second start. We talked to Team Gosden prior to the race. Now time to talk to his dad, John. Promising debut, and he's built on that nicely. You must be delighted.
Yeah, he ran well at Donny, and we had a nice, it's a good track for 2-year-olds. Had a nice 2-year-old win there yesterday. Nothing like the straight and the flat to let them learn before they do everything else. But no, he's done it very well. You know, he's up the pace and... You know, I think Kieran said he weren't going quite fast enough for him, but he's taken on well. I think 7 now a mile, no problem. So we'll see where we go, but it's always a tough race to win this. We used to call it the Stratton Parker maiden before all the real estate agents went online, but it was always a hot maiden. I noticed they were coming from everywhere, but he's a nice horse and he's stamped his authority on the race.
Yes, Nick and I were just joking that Stratton Parker got a lot of mileage out of this race even after they stopped sponsoring.
They did. Still called it.
Yeah. You won it earlier with, previously with Epictetus, who you went on to the Autumn Stakes and the Futurity Trophy with. What are you thinking for this one?
Well, I think this horse is that type. And his mother was, Kieran actually rode his mother, and she was pretty freakish and talented. So I think we'll head in the direction of the mile now, the way he finished there, and I think that would be the way to do it.
Next time.
Yeah, I would have thought that's quite like it, but you'd always look forward to races like the Royal Lodge and that type of race, or whether it's a Grand Criterium or whether it's the racing. It's called. What is it called now? It was the Veritas. I don't know. Right, the Group 1 Futurity at Doncaster.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll leave it at that. Yeah.
we both know which we mean. And where does this horse sort of rank amongst your 2-year-olds?
Well, he'd be our nicest prospect now for 7 furlongs mile. And the horse who won yesterday is a very nice colt of Cheveley Parks. He'd be the 6-7 department. But they're 2 well above average 2-year-olds. We had one runner at Ascot. We won all the Ascot 2-year-old races. We tend not to get those precocious ones anymore. But maybe I enjoy the ones that are July onwards.
Well, I tend to enjoy the ones that run from July onwards. I mentioned Epictetus. He runs tomorrow in the Summer Mile.
He does. Yeah, he's got he knows a bit more about the game than I do. So we'll see. We'll just see how he runs tomorrow. He has his own opinion on what he wants to do. The morning does not relate to what happens in the afternoon.
And can you tell once you get to the track?
No, you can't. It's what he's thinking at the time.
And how about Mustabshir in the Bunbury Cup? He's got a stake in that.
Absolutely. Lydia Hislop came to see all the horses the other day, and she was keen that he ran, and he runs in the race. He's a talented horse. I expect him to run well. Do I expect him to win? I wouldn't be tipping him now, no.
Well, he knows plenty as well.
He does. He's another one, but we won't be naughty and rude about it.
I wasn't being rude at all. Best of luck tomorrow, and congratulations here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Time now to speak to the jockey. We've done the full pack. We've had Thady and John, now Kieran Schumacher to talk about Field of Gold. A smart-looking colt, that.
Yeah, he's taken a big step forward, albeit probably he ran in a nice race up at Doncaster. He was slowly away that day. He was quick today, and I was just trying to get a lead for as long as I could. But yeah, we hit the front a long way out, but he knew his job today. He'd come on mentally plenty, so I really liked him. And the way he covers the ground, he's got a huge stride and plenty of scope.
That's a good sign, isn't it? Nothing good enough to take you into the race for long enough.
Yeah, and I was just sitting against him, and he's no doubt going to stay a mile. So I let him use himself, and he really galloped out after the line too. So a real likeable sort.
Yeah, and John was talking there about potentially group company next. Does that chime with you rightly?
Yeah, I think he's very talented. I won on his mother for Roger Charlton. She was very talented but very quirky. She won first time out, and she might have only made a race course 2 times after that. But she was very talented. He's by the right sire, and he's bred in the purple. I think he's very smart.
This one more straightforward.
Absolutely.
Looking back on yesterday, arrest and lead artist, what are your reflections on each of those?
Yeah, it was drying ground. There's no question about that, and it felt like probably the quick side are good on arrest. Like, he's just that ground dependent. He's a very good horse on soft ground. We got beat by a very good horse carrying a penalty yesterday. No excuses. Ultimately, I think he ran a very good race, and he bumped into a good one.
And lead artist in the Henry Cecil?
Yeah, admittedly slightly disappointed with him. Still scratching our heads a little bit. I don't think any of us really found the line properly yesterday. I think we all looked a little bit workmanlike.
Yes.
Whether that was the ground, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm still scratching my head. I worked him maybe 5 days prior, and he gave me a proper feel. And for some reason, I didn't get a feel like he had taken much of a step forward from his York win. So maybe just time to regather and. I don't know. I'm still scratching my head.
Your sense is he's better than that?
Yeah, no, he's better than that. Yeah. And I expected him to win yesterday, so I left here feeling a little bit deflated for sure.
Okay. There's plenty of time, just one bad run. The Dream tomorrow, 5th on her in the Jubilee last time. Are conditions going against her?
Yeah, maybe there's a couple of showers around tonight, but I'm not sure there's going to be enough, to be honest. Look, she actually ran quite well in the Jubilee. Probably they went very hard and maybe a few were stopping, but she ran on and that was quick ground. So, look, it's obvious she is better in softer conditions, but she didn't disgrace herself or ask it at all. So, I'm sure she'll put up a bold account of herself.
Well, best of luck in the July Cup tomorrow, and congratulations here. Well done.
Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.